Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Korman Productions with my co-host Stacie here to talk about Revival with series stars Michael Stafford and Sheldon Garland. They play Brandon and Doug. They are basically Blaine Abel's bodyguards. Sheldon, why don't you start by introducing yourself and talking about yourself a little bit?
How you doing? My name's Sheldon Garland. I've been acting since, geez, I don't know, 30 years maybe now. Uh, I was in Vancouver for a lot of years. I went to Vancouver Film School. I moved out there, had a great time. I had a recurring role on a Fox TV series called Pasadena. It was done by Mike White, who does White Lotus. So that was kind of my breakthrough into the professional acting world, which was eye-opening and was a great experience. And then during the filming of that, we had about 2 episodes on the air, and then 9/11 happened.
Oh,
And the world kind of turned upside down, and Vancouver's entire industry was pretty much stuff from Hollywood coming to town. And so 9/11 happened, the border closed, Schwarzenegger became governor and left, did a lot of stuff to keep everything in California. Anyways, the industry changed. And I had some things going on in my personal life here back home with my family and stuff. So I decided to move back home, and this is where I've been ever since. It was about 2004, and I've done a lot of independent film, maybe 20 commercials, movies, TV, different little things. And then Revival came to town. And it gave us a lot of great opportunities here, and I was lucky enough to get a good role. And that's where I met Mike. Over to you, buddy.
Sheldon, can I just plug? Don't you have this lame day job?
Yeah, and I'm a firefighter.
It doesn't help anybody. Don't you have this lame day job that no one cares about, or that doesn't matter? Or
Yeah, I actually got to use some of my firefighting skills.
Plugging you, man. I'm plugging you here. No,
Mike's got the cool stuff though in the background.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let him tell you.
Not like a firefighter or anything.
Oh, you're a rustler, dude.
My turn. Yeah. So, okay. My name is Michael Stafford. I guess I'm going to start with my day job. By day, I was a social worker. I have a master's degree in social work, and I treat veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. That's my day by day. And then my after hours and whatever couple minutes I get left, I am an actor, and I make television and film. I'm involved in Media MB, working with their committees to try to bring more projects to New Brunswick, making it more inclusive. That's it.
All right. So, Sheldon, how did you first hear about Revival?
Well, through a lot of the acting that I have done locally. I've been cast a bunch of times by one of the casting directors, Donna Ray, and I should say that I know the Hemmings boys, the Hemmings house, because a lot of the stuff I've done is with them, and they're one of the executive producers, Greg Hemmings and Steve Foster, and so awesome. I knew that something was brewing and something was going on, and then I get a email from Donna one day saying, "Hey, there's this part coming up, and I think you should audition for it." And it was actually one of the Czech brothers who ended up, CM Punk ended up getting the role that I auditioned for originally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, as you can see, we're different.
Beat up by CM Punk.
Yeah.
What a
so
compliment.
CM Punk took my role. But anyway, I did that audition, and Randy, who's another, I also did a read for Randy, who played the guy who works in the crematorium.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a completely different guy, long hair and funny. Anyways, through those auditions, they liked me, but thought I wasn't right for those roles, and then offered me this role. So yeah, and it was great. On the side of that, I actually got, after I got the role, Donna Ray emailed me in a panic one day and said, "Oh my God, a family thing came up and I can't do this reading. So do you mind? Would you be able to step in and do this callback audition reading at the production studio where they were filming, where they had their offices for Revival?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't on shift that day, so I said, "Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to go down." And I went down, and it was the kids. So the girl that you see, the little girl who's looking for her mommy, she,
Okay.
yeah, I actually cast her, so I get to see her reading with a couple other kids, and from
Wow.
there I met the
You did
director,
you did
and
you did
I met Aaron and Amanda, and it was awesome. So
yeah.
so I get a little leg up. I get to meet the directors and the creators before I actually get on set, so it was pretty cool. They
That's
were
awesome.
very, very nice, and it was very welcoming and very, very cool experience.
All right, how about you, Michael?
Well, I'm just gonna say he's also a fighter, and he saves lives, and he's humble right now. How did I hear about Revival? I have an agent, but anyway, so she sent me the audition. I auditioned for it, and I thought I'd never get it. Like I really didn't think I was gonna get it. I did the audition. Funny enough, it's the exact when everybody around here. It's funny when you go on set and you talk to other actors. We all did the same audition. Like everybody shows up and everybody did the same audition. So I did the exact same audition that Sheldon just said. And it's actually one of the first scenes of the show. So when what is it? That guy comes out of the reviver comes out of the furnace and he's burning, and we all knew what was going to happen because we all did the audition. But
Yeah.
but how did I find out about it? I was going through some life changes, and I was on a motorcycle trip because I ride bikes, and I was going on a motorcycle trip to Cape Breton Island, and I was halfway there, and we stopped, pulled over for gas, and all of a sudden I looked at my phone. My agent, she's like, "You got the role." I was like, "Whoa." She's like, "It's a recurring role." I was like, "Whoa." That's everybody's actor's dream, right? Like you get the role, right? But the good thing about Revival, every other TV show, you can get killed off. But here, right? If an actor sees you get killed off in a script, you're dead and you're out. Here, doesn't mean you're out, right? But yeah, no. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, like fantastic. Like I couldn't believe it. Like it's one of the greatest, and I'm so grateful. Like I'm so grateful, like for this opportunity. Like I didn't think I would get it.
So had either of you read the comics before hearing about the series, or
Nope. Short answer. I did. Nope.
have you since read them?
Yes.
I have, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For Christmas, my wife got me the book, and it's it's a big
The
one
big one?
with all the yeah. Anyways, I was hooked, and it was funny because I kind of had an idea what was going to happen in it, but it was still pretty awesome.
For me, I didn't think it would happen. Like I didn't think it was a possibility. All right. So it wasn't like when it came up, like everything happened so quick. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like here's your it just but it's amazing, right?
All right, so Aaron and Luke told us that about that Tyler had a backstory that hasn't actually made it into the show yet. That Tyler, of course, being one of your cohorts. Did you guys also have backstories for your characters as well that has yet to come out?
I know
Not really. We were just pretty much introduced as a couple of goons, for Blaine. But
Did you maybe create your own backstory?
Absolutely. Yeah, we kind of took on our own persona. Like we didn't want to be the same guy, right? So I kind of took a little more reserved approach, and Mike's kind of the wild, crazy guy.
Yeah, but tell them what we said.
Like.
You gotta tell them what we said though. We came up with an idea. We wanted it to be like the two guys from Breaking Bad. right? Like we thought of that dynamic. We're like, okay, we're gonna be those guys, like Jesse's, his goons, right? So we're gonna have that dynamic, whatever. And that's kind of, but no, when I was told the role, Brandon, I think it was Aaron. No one told it. And Aaron, he looks me. I think he looks me in the eyes and he goes, "He's got some problems." I'm like, well, I can work with that.
We all had some problems.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, but
I think
So, I mean-
anybody that ended up on Blaine's side has some problems.
Exactly right. We're kind of misfits, and we were looking for a leader kind of thing in something, right? To have some purpose in life, and we happened to choose the crazy preacher, right? So, absolutely. It was a lot of fun showing up. That first scene that we filmed was in the junkyard. So the first scene we did was with Stephen Ogg and with Melanie and with Romy, and like, so we were with all the stars in the very first scene, the very first take. It was pretty cool. And it was supposed to be winter, so we had all these winter jackets. I mean, I think I had 4 layers of clothing on, but it was like 35 degrees Celsius. So I mean, it was like 90 degrees, I guess, for you guys in the States. So I mean, it was really hot, and we had issues because of the heat. But they had fake snow all around, wearing winter jackets and stuff.
I was waiting to tell this story, but you brought it up. And first of all,
well, I led you in, buddy. It's your story. You tell it.
For our dynamic, but you just kind of jumped over my whatever. So we should talk about it. Should we?
Yeah, tell them your story. It's your story. I bet
it's not my story. It's just a story, but I just don't want to skip ahead. They got questions and stuff. So.
Go ahead. We like stories.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. So my first day on set was not my favorite moment. Not anyone's fault. It was my own damn fault. Okay. So my call time, I think, was like, what was our call time, Sheldon? It was like 6 a.m. or something.
Oh, yeah, really early.
Yeah, it was like super early. And I live in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And I remember the location. It was just outside St. John, but I can't.
You're Sussex, so you're about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, so I was like 2 hours. So my call time is super early. So I'm out of bed at like 3:30 to try to make my call time. And I'm running on nothing. It's my own fault. I'm running on nothing but caffeine. That's it. The whole day. And I haven't eaten because when I get into those state of minds, I just go. So I'm running on coffee and I'm driving. Like I said, wake up 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I'm going to set. So I get set and we're there. They show us our trailers, whatever. Me and Sheldon are shooting the shit. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. And if you know anything about acting, you're waiting all day. That's pretty much what you do. So we show up on set. And then finally, like Sheldon said, it's not winter in the show. It was 35 degrees outside, and we were in an open place there. So we show up, and we're all dressed for winter, right? Like I said, my own fault. But we're all dressed for winter, and we go, and what they do at first is they do a rehearsal, right? So before you do the scene, we go in and we do a rehearsal. They take you back, right? So we go in and we do the rehearsal and we're all dressed in whatever. And you know how we all had the scars, right? So we all had the scars, but mine was melting off. You remember, Sheldon?
Yeah, I do. It was like a glue kind of plasticky kind of thing that they would.
Yeah. Which
Your hand
makes
got
me great because I never got to show mine. I have a selfie of it, but I never got to show it on screen because mine would not stop melting off. And of course, I got a shotgun in my hand, right? And my thing was sticking to the shotgun. It was melting off. So every time they take the shotgun out of me, it would just like like pull it all off, right? So anyway, we go and we do the rehearsal, and everything's fine, but my stuff melted off, so I got to go to the special effects. So I come off rehearsal and I go back and I'm standing there. I put my hand out so she could, touch up my stuff. And she looks at me and she goes, "Mike, are you all right?" I go, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Well, your hand is shaking." "Oh, fine." She goes, "No, you're not fine. Your hand is shaking." And I look down at my hand and my hand's just going crazy. Like my hand's just going crazy. I'm like, "I'm fine." She's like, "You're not fine." And it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Like, you even think about it, I was so embarrassed. But she's like, "You need to sit down." I was having a heat stroke, is what happened.
Oh,
I was sweating. I'm telling you, I was sweating profusely. And they took fantastic care of me. But she's like, "You need to sit down." I got Stephen Ogg standing over my fucking hole. And I got to go on set. And I'm sitting here on my first big scene, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Are you joking?" So I'm sitting there.
But to be fair, he was about the fifth one that day. Like it wasn't just him.
Yeah. Don't downplay my pain.
But
So
it was funny.
No, it's okay. They sit me down, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, because I was dehydrated. I didn't have any water the whole day, and I was in mission mode. And I was sitting there, and I'm just like losing it because we're boiling. And anyway, they take me back and put me in an ambulance. Now I got IV fluids hooked to my veins. Poor Amanda. She comes back. She's like, "Mike, you don't have to do this. It's not worth it." And I look, I didn't say this out loud, but in my mind, I said, I would rather die walking on there. I would rather die over there. What a great way to go. There's not a chance. The paramedic looked at me and he said, "You could stroke out right now. You could die." And I said, "Give me the papers to sign." And Amanda, she looked at the other, when he was done, she looked at the other paramedic and he said, "He can do it." And they gave me Gatorade, they gave me Gatorade, and I went right back and I did that scene.
Wow.
But that's one of the reasons why our chanting scene, I have a little bit of cringe because I was supposed to be in that scene, but I was too sick to make it into it. That's but there was not a chance in hell I wasn't going back. There was not a chance in hell. That's Stephen Ogg, man. There's not a chance in hell I'm not going back.
The crazy thing about that though is literally, Mike, I think you were like the fourth person to go down. All around the same time.
That's no one's fault though. But yes, it's true. It was so hot.
So I'm pretty sure we had two ambulances on site at that time, and there was a person in each ambulance, and then somebody else went down, and somebody called
when we laughed.
Paramedic, and Mike was in the back of one of the ambulances, and somebody called for a paramedic, and they were all being used. So
yeah. When we laughed,
I have training as a firefighter, so I went over and I started helping out.
Yeah, because he's a firefighter.
We put an IV in. So I'm putting I'm helping with an IV with one person who's down, one of the crew members. Mike's in an ambulance with IV in himself. Amanda's trying to get the scene going because it's been reset to go. So he goes and gets Mike, and Mike's out there, and then all of a sudden I'm not, and they're like, "Well, where's Sheldon?" And somebody's like, "Oh, well, he's helping with somebody." So they send an AD over to get me, and I'm literally holding an IV and helping this person. I'm like, "Well, somebody's gonna have to take over and hold the IV and do this stuff so I can go do this scene." This was our first day.
No, I'm telling you, this was day one. I'm in an ambulance. Yeah. Sheldon is holding IVs for random.
I guess it was a good thing this cast then.
It sounds like a very memorable first day.
Oh, absolutely.
It was
And,
one of
and,
the
and
best days of
everybody
my
was
life.
great. Like, it was kind of chaotic and whatever, but I mean, it's a great story, right? So when I watched that scene a couple of weeks ago, I was telling my wife all these things because we were watching it together, and at one point she's like, "This is like watching with commentary on because I can't hear the show. All I can hear is you telling me the stories and what's happening behind the scenes," kind of thing.
Yeah, nobody can watch TV with actors or directors because you can't because they'll just talk the whole thing. But the funny thing is, so part of my character, he's supposed to have that blue hat. So if you see Brandon in the scene where we go into the what is it, the
The
addiction
support group.
screening? Yeah, yeah. He's got the hat on. So initially I had the hat on, like that blue hat is supposed to be a staple of my character. But because I was just dying, I was just sweating so profusely. I was wearing it, but somebody, I don't know who it was, somebody just walked up to me and they went, and they just took it off my head. It's supposed to be a staple of my character, but they just, I don't know what happened, but I was dying from heat like so bad. It really bugs me a little bit because I see those details and I wish that it was on my head, but like it was supposed to be on my head, but I was just dying. Like I was dying. Like it was so hot. It was like 35 degrees. Like it looks like winter in the show, but it was hotter than hell. Like hotter than hell that day. Nobody's fault.
So just since we brought it up, what was it like working with Stephen Ogg?
Just he's
Go
amazing.
first.
I've worked with a lot of professional actors and stuff, especially in Vancouver, and Steven's on another level. You know, he's dialed in. It's crazy. He impressed me more than I think anybody on set. I'll be honest.
Here's what annoys me. What was it like working with Stephen Ogg? Every moment after I had my heat stroke, that man was so nice. He was so worried about me. He's like, "You need to drink some water. You need to." I'm like, "I'm okay." He's like, "Are you sure?" He's such a nice person. He was so nice. Like, there's another story. There's another story I don't know if I can tell the story, but I'm going to tell you. So Steven is like so nice. He's like, I used to play Grand Theft Auto, and he plays like the badass or whatever. He's such a nice person. So there was one day, do you remember, Sheldon? So like they were so our trailers, I think it was the church day. It was the day where we were filming at the church, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, so we were at the trailers, and the studio insists you take vans from your trailer, like the home branch, to set. It just keeps things organized. Steven, of course, he's like, "This is ridiculous. It's right there." It was literally it was just 5 minutes away, but like you couldn't drive there. So Steven wanted to walk. So anyway, so one day I get out, and then Steven's walking to set, and he's walking, and there's this big field, right? And anyway, I had already been over there a couple times, and he's ready to go through the grass to crawl up the grass. And I'm walking behind him because I was going to set too. And I didn't want to take the van. It didn't make any sense, right? It's 2 minutes away. But I said to Steven, I was like, "Steven, like Steven's over here and he's ready to go through the grass." I'm like, "Steven, there's a trail over here." I was like, "Steven, this way."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay." So we take the trail. And while we were walking, this is another funny thing. While we were walking, so we're shooting the shit now. And then while we're walking through the trail, through the grass, there's this fella there. I don't know who he was, like a fan or something. And he's like, "Oh, hey man, blah blah blah." This is how I was like, this is what celebrity is or something. So like he was walking, and then somebody looks over, he's like, "Oh my God." "You're Steven. Can I just get a picture, man? Like, can I get a picture?" And Steven's like, "No, bro. Like, this is part of the show. Like, yeah, blah blah blah." He's like, "What? Can
Yeah,
I
we had a media blackout. We're not
talk to
having
you?" Like,
stuff in costume.
no, say that again.
We had a media blackout. We weren't allowed
Yeah.
taking pictures when we were in costume or when we were on a set because they didn't want the spoilers out.
But for me, it was like one of the first times I was like celebrity. I was like this random. He's like, "What? We gotta take your picture." And then another time, actually, when we were going to our first one, I think you were in the van with me, and I remember because we were driving to set, right? And Steven sat in the front. Remember, Steven sat in the front seat, and we sat in the back. And he rolled the window. He's like, "Is that okay?" It was like, "Yeah, man, that's fucking okay. You're fucking Steven off. It's fucking okay." And then I remember when we were driving there, the driver of the van, like almost the whole way, was looking at Steven like this.
Steven was so nice too.
Staring at him, like awestruck, staring at him. We get to set, and the driver of our shuttle, he goes, "I just want you to know I'm a real fan." Steven got out, and I go, "Yeah, he's okay." The driver
Steven was such a nice guy too. Every time we got in a van or a car or went to like eat lunch or whatever, the catering people, he always introduced himself to everybody. He said, asked their name and said, "Hi, I'm Steven." And he was. I got nothing bad to say about the guy, and I actually got a good story out of it too. We did that filming that first day, and then the next day, my wife and I were going to go out for dinner. So we go to this place, Cask and Kettle, this restaurant, this pretty busy restaurant in St. John. And we go in and sit down, and the plate's pretty full. And we just sit down. The waitress just asks if you'd like a drink. She leaves, and then I see Steven walking all by himself. And I know he's from out of town. He's only been in town for about 2 days, doesn't know anybody. So I said to my wife, I said, "Well, I just acted with him. Do you mind if I ask him if he wants to come have a seat?" Because I know what it's like to be in another city where you don't know anybody, right? And to sit and eat lunch by yourself. So I went over and I said, "Hey, Steven," and he recognized me. He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Look, my wife and I just sat down. You're welcome to join us if you'd like." He's like, "Well, I don't want to pose, or that's okay." And I was like, "No, really, man. Come on, have a seat." And he said, "Okay." So he came and he sat, and we had dinner with Steven for the evening, a couple hours, a couple drinks, whatever. And he couldn't have been any nicer. But I got to know a little bit of him outside of the acting and stuff and his personality. And he was telling stories about things to me that were like, oh my God, like he's talking about how he had friends that are big celebrities and how it's kind of the level that he's on compared to the level that they're on. And like, it was kind of eye-opening for a lot of different things. And he's really artistic. I don't know if people know that about him. If you follow him on Instagram, you'll see what I mean. But the man loves art, like abstract art and stuff. And I know that one of the days he was here, he had a little hiatus for a couple of days. He actually flew to New York for a couple of days to go to museums and stuff. And then when he came back, he told me a little bit about it. But great guy. The first day as well, that day that we were talking about, where Mike was in the ambulance and we were doing all those scenes. We filmed a little bit in the morning, and then we broke lunch. And I got to have lunch with Melanie and Rami, which was pretty awesome. It was the first day on set, so I knew that they were number 1 and 2 on the call sheet, but I didn't really know a lot about them. And I tell you, they couldn't have been nicer. Just really generous, gracious girls. Like, they were just unbelievable. It was something I'll never forget, that's for sure.
Wow.
Do you want to talk about how long it took to record the chanting scene for Tyler's initiation?
Yeah, we definitely did a few takes. It's funny because I had to go do some ADR after the fact when they were editing and stuff, because they wanted a clearer version of me doing the chant. And that kind of thing. And yeah, it was kind of fun because we had to do some of the scenes. Obviously, when Steven's talking, we had to mime it all. So we're trying to mime the chant and keep our lips in sync and stuff. It definitely took, I don't know, a couple hours probably. By the time they had it all
was that
perfectly, and
whole
they did
thing just like stuck in your head afterwards?
It definitely was for a while, absolutely. But it's by the end of the day, it was a long day, and I went home and I mean, thank God we finished when we did because my voice was gone. I had no voice left.
I could imagine.
Yeah, it was pretty fun though.
Out of all of the scenes that each of you were in, what's your favorite?
Jeez, that's a tough one, Mike.
Funny, can I go first?
Go for it.
Yeah.
You want to know my favorite? There's two reasons. I think my favorite is actually the one we didn't get in. I think my favorite one was the church one, but we didn't really.
Yeah.
We didn't really. That was one of my favorites, but we didn't actually get in it. I mean, obviously, the first one where
yeah,
we look good, and we both look good in it. I mean, I think that's our favorite. But like, if you want to talk about like a scene wise, romantically, my favorite is obviously our first one that we were both in. But I think my favorite scene is the one that we were both in, but we didn't get shown because we were so far in the background. But I think that church scene was just badass. So
it was interesting to see the edit of it because there was a lot of stuff. Like we had close-ups and different things.
It was so quick. Like when we did that, we were there for hours, like doing stuff. But like when you see in the show, it was just so quick. It was like crazy, right? But
that's where they lit the woman on fire and Steven comes in and lights her on fire.
Yeah, I didn't even know you guys were there for that.
Yeah, we were.
We're behind Steven
We're
the whole
in
time.
The very, very bad. We look like extras, right? We're in the very, and it's funny. Sheldon posted a picture.
Yeah. Mike had a friend there, and we got him to take a picture.
No, he wasn't my friend. He was just a crew guy.
Oh, I thought you knew the guy.
No, he was just a crew member.
Anyways, yeah, it's an awesome picture.
No, go ahead.
Well, I can't remember in the picture if you can see it or not, but I'm holding a sickle. And what do you have, Mike? You get like an axe or something?
Basically, Sheldon, he broke this down into like, I'm a therapist, like psychologist by trade. Like Sheldon basically broke this down into like psychological like craziness. He's like, okay, so they give us our weapons. He's like,
yeah, we had a bunch to choose from. We could choose a weapon.
Like, which one? He basically looks at me. He's like, which kind of wacko are you? It's like, this is obviously your weapon because you look deranged. Okay. But yeah, the church one, you can't see us. Like, we spent, what was it, like hours on that?
Yeah, we were there. There was a lot of coverage and stuff. And I think I could agree with Mike because it was pretty awesome that day. And I thought,
my point is the picture. The picture. So I don't know. There's a picture on both our Facebook. And I snuck this, and maybe I'll get in trouble for this. I don't know, but I snuck it. I told the guy I was just another crew guy. I was like, "Look, I want you," and they were stressing out trying to run the play, and we're just sitting there waiting in our outfits. And there's a picture. I got the guy to sneak, and me and Sheldon are posing. But I see Steven, and he's like, stone cold face looking at the camera. It's a beautiful photo.
It honestly is one of my favorite pictures. I'm glad you got the guy to take it.
Yeah, but that scene,
we're all scared to take pictures because we had to sign NDAs and stuff that we weren't allowed to take any pictures. But obviously, we wanted a picture with Steven. So,
shamelessly. But anyway, so that picture was taken, and then the picture. That picture was taken, and we did the church scene, and you don't even see it. In that church scene, we spent so much time on it, and it's like 10 seconds. It's crazy. It's like 10 seconds when you see it on the show. We spent hours on that. Hours.
I'll have to go back and watch that again.
No, I'm telling you,
You
like,
can see me over Steven's shoulder at one point, but I'm far behind him.
it gives you insight to see how much time and effort goes into just a couple minutes. Because we spent hours and there was teams of people. I mean, I'm talking outside, 100 people doing lights, doing everything, like hundreds of people for a couple of seconds, right? For a couple of seconds. Like I thought
And
that was going to be one of
TV,
the
they probably have to cut it to make it into a certain amount of time. So I don't know. Say they had an hour and a half of footage. They only had 44 minutes to show the story. So unfortunately,
but
some
it
of the stuff.
shows how many people it takes to make a scene. Like so many people were working their ass off. It's like 10 seconds in the show. It's crazy. And then after that, Sheldon, we filmed the one where he was doing the workout. The workout.
Yeah.
And we put the thing up on the sign up on the wall. That happened. You watch that. It looks like midday. That was 1:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
That was
Yeah, they actually cut it a little short because they were like, we got to get this done and get the hell out of here.
1:30 in the morning, and that was daytime.
Wow.
Crazy.
So that's the scene where we met Wanda.
Mhm.
Or where your characters met Wanda. I think we saw her earlier in the episode. So let's get into story a little bit. You guys are both fans of the show, watching it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So how do you feel about what happened to Wanda this week?
Funny enough, that was my cameo for that last episode. That was my voice in the background going, holy shit, it worked. I'm on screen, but it's my voice. I had to record the ADR for it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some fun stuff coming up.
Jordan is the kid, right?
Jordan's
Yes,
the little girl, yeah.
I can tell you what I think happened to Jordan.
Yeah, she's the one that I cast. She's the one that I did the casting.
I know you did. You cast Jordan and you cast
Flora McEnroy.
Yeah, George. She was unbelievable. We had 3 little girls come in, and the other 2 little girls,
one of them,
did great, but she brought tears to her eyes. We were all speechless when she did her read. We're like, whoa. Like, she walked out of the room and it was obvious which one of the 3 girls got it. And to be fair, the other 2 could have absolutely done it because they were amazing as well. But
so the girl that plays young Dana is Reagan, and she acts in my movies. So she acted in my Stephen King movie. But she was also one of the girls that you auditioned with as well, Sheldon.
And she was great as well. But
she's phenomenal as well. Yeah, so it's crazy how many good actors and local actors. That's what I want to plug, like local. All right, so
Sheldon, are you gonna get a casting credit?
He's lucky to get anything.
I never asked, but it's funny because I'm a film guy, right? I do my own independent films and that type of thing. So whenever I get the opportunity to be in a casting room with the directors and the creators and see what they're seeing and then listen to how they're choosing things and choosing people. And anyways, anytime I talk to a casting director, I always volunteer like, hey, look, if you ever need a reader, I'm in. Absolutely. So I don't need a credit because just being in the room just to meet Luke and Aaron and Amanda was just, I mean, you don't normally get those opportunities. So I loved every second of it.
See how humble he is?
Very.
Stop it.
So is there anyone either on the cast or the crew that you did not get a chance to work with this season, but you hope to in the future?
Well, CM Punk, he wasn't around when we were there, but I was lucky enough to do a scene in the cop shop where I got to meet a lot of the people. But he was the one that I didn't get to meet. I don't know about you, Mike.
Phil Brooks, CM Punk. I just want to say, if you're watching this, I am also a trained professional wrestler. And to I'm going to plug this to the film runners and the showrunners. We could do a badass fight scene where Blaine's followers and the Czechs, we meet each other and we could throw down. So Phil Brooks, CM Punk, yes, absolutely.
That would have to be like a flashback scene at this
That's
point.
right. Throw down.
So what do you think? We talked briefly about this, but there was in episode 6, Jordan met the creature, disappeared. It seemed like she was at peace. Wanda, her experience that we saw on the television set was very different. She was terrified. She seemed to be in a lot of pain. What do you guys think might be the difference between those two situations?
I know.
Well, I mean,
I'd say
Jordan did what she wanted, right? Wanda was terrified going into it, so she was against her will the whole time. I mean, she was dealing with Stephen Ogg and all of us freaks, tying her up and kind of taking care of business. But
that's the best you got. That's it. That's all you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right?
I
got the script, but I can't tell you what's coming up. You're gonna have to experience it.
When the alien comes, it's a test, right? Who passes the test? Purity or impurity? The kid goes to heaven with the aliens. The other ones don't. It's just my speculation. Yeah. Who wins? Who is they're testing? That's I have no idea. I'm just speculating. But maybe it's a test. Maybe that's life. Maybe we're all being tested. I don't know.
So Jordan was being tested, she passed. Wanda was being tested, she failed, in your mind?
Well, who was taken away by the aliens?
Jordan.
So that answers your own question.
Fair enough.
What do you think of the decision that we didn't actually get to see what happened to Wanda? We only got to hear it.
I like it.
Like seeing that scene play out. How do you think it turned out?
I know why they did it, and I like why they did it. I'll put it that way.
Okay, that's an intriguing answer.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that scene. I thought it was very interesting to watch it. And something I noted that the show does a lot is they play a lot with television screens. Like we see a lot of things through the TV.
I think that's the time. We
switch locations a lot through the television. I think it's just super cool the way they do all that.
My 2 favorite scenes of this entire show, I can tell you right now. You asked me earlier, like, okay, the ones I'm in.
Right.
2 favorite scenes in the entire show. One, when Rami has that badass motherfucking scene where she gets to the fight and in the end she just boom shoots the guy in the face. That's my favorite scene. Oh my god, what a badass scene! Like, wow.
The intensity of the last 2 episodes has been pretty awesome. I mean, we get the script, to have the script, and to one of the best things about being an actor is you get sent the script. So I actually get to read the script, and then I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to read the next script. What are they going to do next? But so that creates a picture in my mind. But then to actually see it on screen and to see, the mood that they put into it and the way they edit it and the music they put in, and I gotta say the intensity of these last 2 episodes have been unreal. Like
my second favorite scene is the scene where Cypress and the cop fight in the hospital room, and the music video is playing, and it's just playing. So it's doing multiple things at the time. Number one, it's showing you what year we're in. That's the first thing it's doing. It's setting a tone that is not uncomfortable. It's fucking fun as shit. And the best part of the whole thing is the bedpan hit. That is straight up Stone Cold Steve Austin style, man. That's a bedpan hit from hell, and I loved it. Oh my god, it's so satisfying. It's amazing.
Yeah, we definitely talked when we did our podcast on that episode that that was a great scene.
Yeah, I love that scene too.
The bedpan hit from hell. That was amazing.
And it's funny because if you ever meet Melanie in real life, she's
She's terrible.
She's an intense presence because she's dialed in, like she's intense. And when you do a scene with her, she talks really low. Like I get a little bit of hearing problem, nothing major, but I remember when we did the scene with her. Remember, she said her line, and I think unconsciously we both kind of leaned in to answer her because we were like, "What?" Because she talks so low. So she's not an aggressive figure in any sense of the matter, but in that scene, the way she did it, I was like, "Oh yeah!" I was doing the same as Mike. I was at home cheering her on, like, "Yeah, kick ass."
What was your line? What was the word?
What's repartee?
What's repartee? It was so hard for me to not call you stupid in that moment. Like, I was just like, it was so hard for me not to just break character. Like I was.
Yeah. No, she's a very nice woman. And
We were sitting at catering.
I don't think she has an aggressive bone in her body, so to see her on screen kicking ass is pretty awesome.
We were sitting at catering after we had my heat stroke. I think you were with me. And anyway, I think it was Melanie. She looked at me. She's like, "Are you gonna eat?" Yes, I'm eating. Okay.
You had a lot of nursemaids on set.
No, everybody was wonderful. Like, I'm telling you, I am so grateful. Like, everybody was wonderful. Like Amanda, just like poor Amanda. She looked at me when I was like getting IV. She's like, "Mike, you don't have to do this." I'm like, "I'm doing this." Like Amanda, and I want to give credit to her. She was amazing. Like, she is phenomenal. Like, phenomenal.
She was under a lot of pressure too. I mean, I'm not. I guess I really can't speak for her, but I know that days were getting a little long and they were running out of time and stuff, and they kind of had to condense some things. And like, I had a couple of scenes that got shortened a little bit just for time reasons because they were running out of time. So it was so intense. Like, he directed 5 episodes at once. So we did it. We filmed it in 2 blocks.
That's
crazy. First 5 episodes, and then we filmed the second 5 episodes with a different director. So it was pretty intense.
Stuff like that, you just have to roll with it. Like, you start with something, and then just when you get going, you have to just be malleable. It's just the nature of the beast.
I'm sure she had a good sleep after filming those 5 episodes.
Yeah, we're used to 2 episode blocks, not like 5. So that was a little unusual when we noticed that. But yeah,
absolutely, it was a lot. Wow. When I filmed Pasadena and Vancouver, we would do 1 episode and we were at a sound stage and everything was controlled and stuff. But for this, we're doing 5 episodes all at once. So we're changing locations, and sometimes there's 2 different split crews and 1 here and 1 there, and there was a lot of moving parts. So I know a couple of the producers, like I mentioned earlier, and we were talking about it after the fact, and it was quite the magic trick to get it all done and make it look as good as it does.
Do you have a favorite character that you're enjoying watching on the show?
For me, it's Rami. Like, she was just on set. She was the nicest person you could ever meet. I mean, I met her many different times in the makeup trailer and hair and makeup, because she was going in and out of water, and I know they had her in a wetsuit at one time, and her hair is changed a couple different times, and so we had a lot of different conversations back and forth, like when she was coming and she was going, and I was coming and I was coming and she was going, and just different situations and stuff. And to get to know her as a person a little bit, and then get to see her on screen and the transformation from the first couple episodes to now, like I'm a little starstruck by her because she's quite talented.
For me, it is absolutely Rami. And like Melanie and David and everybody's holy shit, man. Look at the cast. Everybody's amazing. But I think when I watch a show, like, because I'm watching the show just like a fan right now. I mean, I know you know, when I do a character, I want to know what my character knows, and I don't know nothing else. But like, I'm watching it now, just like with everybody for the first time. So as a fan, absolutely 100%. I don't even think there's an argument. It's wrong. Like, she is the show, and that's no disrespect to anybody else, but man, she is absolutely phenomenal. And that's no disrespect to anybody else because everybody else is phenomenal too. But for me, man, I'm a fan. Like, she is phenomenal. Like, if you look at every scene she's in, it's dynamic, right? Like, she's in action scenes. She's in emotional scenes. She's in scenes where she's playing like board games and just shooting the shit. Like, the range that she's doing in this show is just crazy. And it's just captivating. So, like I said, that's no disrespect to anybody else, but for me, it's her.
Yeah, and I mean Steven too, obviously, right?
Well,
Doing
yeah, obvious.
like
That's why I say
different
no
scenes
disrespect
with
to anybody else. Everybody else is phenomenal
yeah,
too, but for me, it's her. Like, everybody else is amazing too. Like, there's so many amazing people, but for me, I think it's her. Like, I really do.
yeah,
Oh,
I got to agree. From an acting standpoint, I definitely acted more with Steven. Like, and when we were doing the scene at the self-help group thing there with the revivers,
Oh
I
my god.
remember we're behind the door and we're a bunch of guys, but we're behind the door and we're shooting shit and we're joking, we're laughing, and
Can
we're
we
just
tell? Why
talking.
don't you tell them the whole story before you just cut to the
And
chase?
then we come through the door and we're on camera. So then we come through the door and he's dialed in.
I want to
And it's
give
all
another shout out to Lynette. She is wonderful. She's the actress that plays bartender, and she was doing that.
definitely
She is wonderful. I'm
watching.
going to tell you another
really?
fun backstage thing. So when Lynette showed up, our trailers were back to back. We never met before, and we hit it off when we first came. We had the scene together, whatever. So me and Lynette, when you're acting, it's boring. You have to wait forever. So anyway, so we're talking, we're texting, whatever. We went to catering, come back. We're sitting there in trailer, and I don't know, for whatever reason, she's like, "When were you born?" We have the exact same birth date. She's like beating on the door. I'm like, what are you talking about? So she goes, Lynette's amazing. Really weird things happen when you're on set. But Lynette, I just want to give a shout out to Lynette. She's an amazing actress. She's been around forever. She's phenomenal. She's a pro.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with her that night. She was
That's
excited to see deer because there was deer running around in the area that her trailers are.
Tell your story.
Well, which one?
So we were hanging out back. So we were getting ready to do the scene. So when you see us barge in and Lynette is doing the was it
Group.
anger management? It was anger management. So we roll
Yes.
when we're waiting, what Sheldon was referring to. We're waiting, so that door is just a closet. It's not an entrance. It was just a closet. So right. So when we're getting ready, so me, Steven, him, and then our BGs, we're all in there. And then Steven says, like, oh my God, he made some sort of joke. Anyway, we're all sitting there and we're hard and fucking hell. And action, we burst in, do the scene. But I think, Sheldon, what you were referring to is we were trying to figure out our weapons. Like, who would have the craziest weapon? And Sheldon, you looked at me, you're like, you're the wacko one. You take this one.
Yeah, when it came weapon times to choose weapons, I was like, all right, well, that's the craziest one. So that's definitely Mike's. He's the one having to switch every now and then.
The best part is they're made of plastic.
Well, except for the sickle. In the church scene, they literally gave me this sickle. And it was this old rusted sickle. I was like, this is crazy. All right, I'll take that one.
Kind of sad we didn't actually see that in the show.
I know. Honestly, I was like Mike said, that was the most fun to film. And
That was the best
when
scene. That was my
it
favorite
played
scene.
in the episode, it was just a flash. And I was like, oh, damn it. I thought there was going to be so much more.
And I think you
Maybe
made it in the
extended.
scene for a second, but I didn't.
Yeah. I'm just over Steven's shoulder, like in the background.
Yeah. I think you made it in, but I didn't. Yeah. That's okay. That's part of the game.
Well, yeah, you never know, right? I actually had a part years ago in Vancouver in End of Days, this Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Really?
And yeah, in the beginning of the movie, there's a football scene, and I was dressed up like a bumblebee, and I did this crazy fan thing in the football stadium, and I had close-ups and everything, filmed it all, got the pay stub, and the movie came out. So I took a bunch of friends. We went to the movie theater to see it. It's completely cut out of it, not in it at all. So you never know, right? For me, it's the experience more than anything. But sometimes, you have a lot of fun doing it, and then when the time comes and you go see it, it's just not there. And it's usually for good reason, like timing wise, or maybe the scene just didn't fit, or who knows. But I actually do editing on the side, so I understand some of those choices. So I don't take it personal.
So I'm actually kind of curious. We get some hints that Tyler may not be fully on board with everything that is going on in Blaine's camp. Do you think that everybody that's working for Blaine feels like they're doing the right thing, or maybe they're questioning what they're doing?
Have you ever had any group that has ever existed on Earth where a leader has never had those doubts?
Fair enough. Nope.
I think he's a lost kid looking for something to kind of cling to and to feel like he's a part of something and belong.
Steven is a cult of personality.
Yeah, he's a charmer.
No, I'll leave it at that.
I don't know, but I think that there's more to come for that story. Season 2.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
There's no hope. There is a season 2.
I like the confidence. All right, I think we're out of questions. Before we go, is there anything that you guys want to plug? Any projects that you're working on, or?
Shamelessly, yeah, I'm just gonna say, Strong Side Entertainment. We just incorporated, and we're working on 2 new shows that are coming up here in the new year. They're in pre-production right now. I have one show. It's kind of like Super Troopers meets The Office meets Cops meets The X-Files. It's my first show. It's coming up.
A lot of diverse genres there.
For Bell TV. And then my second show that's coming up is a horror game show. That's where I'm going to put all my psychology degrees to work. And on top of that, there is a possibility that a new boxing franchise is going to come out very soon. Stay tuned.
Will do. Hey, actually, you mentioned something earlier about working on Stephen King films.
Yep. Stay tuned.
Okay. Not allowed to talk about that yet?
It's coming.
I
Okay.
think is it already filmed?
It's been filmed, but I don't want to say anything else because it's coming.
All right. Sheldon?
Yeah, I got a couple of projects that I'm working on right now. I have a short film out there right now. It's a film festival called Girls Can Do Anything, which I did with my daughter. And she's an actress. She's done a bunch of commercials and a bunch of little things. And I got a couple other things right now in pre-production that we're working on. So stay tuned.
Let's be clear, Sheldon is also involved in my stuff as well. So
absolutely. Yeah, that was one of the best things about being on set was Mike and I meeting up, and now we got a friendship and we're hoping to work together again.
Oh,
Awesome.
Got a little bromance going on.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
Absolutely. Look at how handsome he is.
Probably say that to all the boys, you little bugger.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank you for coming on, taking time out of your day to talk to us. A lot of entertaining stories, some great stuff. Yeah, and we look forward to seeing future projects from you guys.
Thank you
And
very
a lot
much.
more of
Thanks
this
a lot.
project.
Stay tuned.
Yes, hopefully. The next 20 seasons.
I just want to say before we go, I am extraordinarily grateful for Sci-Fi. I'm extraordinarily grateful for Aaron. I'm extraordinarily grateful for Greg Hemmings. I'm extremely grateful for this entire thing. Like, I didn't think that this would ever happen, and I'm blessed, and I appreciate you two, Steven, like Stacie and Dave. Like, I appreciate you two. Like, this was wonderful. Like, thank you. Like, I'm
Thank you
so
guys
grateful.
so much for taking the time. I'm so glad we were able to work out the schedule.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thanks for watching. And promoting it and stuff. This is awesome. I echo everything Mike says. Like the people who did the show and giving us the opportunity is just unbelievable. And then have people like yourself out there, fans, checking it out. I love every moment of it. And stay tuned because yes, I have read all this season, the scripts, and there's some good stuff coming up.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
take care. Thanks.
And that was our conversation with Michael Stafford and Sheldon Garland. Some great stuff there. Lots of behind the scenes information.
Yeah, lots of great stories they shared with us.
That was fun. Definitely glad to have had them on.
They made me very excited to see what's going to happen in these next 3 episodes coming up.
Yes, I'm pretty excited to see those episodes. We'd like to hear from you. What'd you think of this interview? What'd you think of this podcast or this show to this point? Stacie, we reached at.
I can be reached on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at TVN Coupon Talk.
If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Korman Productions. You can join the Korman Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Korman Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Korman Productions membership for 99 cents a month. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video as well as subscribing to the channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Korman Productions, signing off.